Hey everybody, it's Kaylee and I'm back with tip number 9 in our email series on Google Drive tips and tricks. Hopefully you've been able to check out some of our previous videos and you're finding those to be super helpful to you while you're looking for things in your Google Drive. Tip 8 was a really big one, talked about all the advanced search tools that you have in your Google Drive. So if you haven't gotten a chance to watch that video yet, I highly encourage you to watch that one specifically because I feel like that one's going to be a big game changer for you. Today's tip is also a pretty big tool. So in your Google Drive, you have the option to save files in more than one location at a time. And the great thing about this is that you can edit that same exact document no matter which location you access it through. So this would be great. For example, like I know even teachers who keep like a binder of their files. They have like different sections in their binder, obviously, but then maybe this piece of paper that you've been handed, well, it could really go under this tab of my binder, but it could also fit under this tab. And well, if I put it back here, am I going to remember that? Or it's not going to be in both locations. I can only put it in one. But that's not the case with your Google Drive. You can actually save that file in both locations. So you don't have to think, well, did I save it under reading lesson plans or did I save it in reading centers? Which folder did I put it in? You can put it in both. So that's what we're going to be talking about how to do today. So if you look at your Google Drive, here's mine. So we're just going to pretend that this sample doc right here, I need that to go in more than one location because it kind of applies to more than one topic that I have a folder for in my drive. So right now you'll see that the primary location of this sample doc is in my TIS folder in my drive. So remember, you've got your roadmap up here that shows you exactly which folder you're in. So right now I'm in my TIS folder. But like I said, we're going to pretend that this file also applies to a different folder in my drive. So if I want to save this same document in another location, I can do that by hitting Shift Z on the keyboard. Then it pops up this little add-on box here, and it's asking me where I want to save this file at in another location of my drive. So let's say that it needs to go into my drive. It also applies to my teaching folder. So I can click this big green button. It shows me which folder I've selected. So if I needed to go even further, then I can keep clicking these little arrows and it will take me further and further into my files. If I've gone too far, I can click the back arrow here and it'll take me back. So right now, I'm just going to say that it applies just to my teaching folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click to my teaching folder. It's selected in green. I'm going to click Add. So now it tells me that that doc has been added into my teaching folder. So we can see it's still here in my TIS folder. But if I go back to my drive and I click on that teaching folder, there's my sample doc again. So again, the great thing about this is that it can save files in more than one location. So I don't have to think, well, did I save that in my TIS folder or was it in my teaching folder? It's in both spots for me. I don't have to worry about which specific folder I saved that document into. The other great thing about this is that it's the exact same document in both locations. So if I wanted to edit this document, all edits that I make here in my teaching folder will also automatically show up on that document in my TIS folder. Because again, it's not a copy of that document. It is the exact same document. So if I delete this folder or this file here, I can remove it. It's no longer in my teaching file. But if I go back into my TIS folder, it's also not there either. So you are literally taking that same file and just putting it in more than one location. You're not making a copy of it. It's just that file in more than one location. So I think that's super helpful. Like I said, you don't have to keep track of which folder did I put this paper in that goes really with more than one topic. Put it in both, and that way, no matter what you think of when you're searching in your drive, whether you thought of, like our example earlier, if it was a reading lesson plan or a reading center, then you can look in either folder and you'll be able to find your file very quickly. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Remember that keyboard command was just Shift Z. Just hold down Shift and Z at the same time and you'll get that pop-up box and you can tell it where to go. So I hope that's been helpful and we'll see you next week. Bye guys.